I'm your cult boyfriend. We're looking at the 50 greatest superhero movies of all time by Rolling Stone. From the campy to the grim dark, the Dark Knights of Gotham City to the Defenders of Wakanda. These are the best superhero films to ever pow, zap, and web sling to a theater near you. That's right, we're talking about the death of cinema today. um, Mostly joking. I don't think that superhero movies are the reason why cinema has become increasingly more irrelevant as time goes on. I think that it just so happened that the rise in the popularity of the superhero genre coincided with the death of cinema itself. Connect the dots if you want to. I'm not telling you to. I'm just saying, dude, isn't that interesting? I think a common misconception for me is that I hate superhero movies. I don't know. It might be a misconception. I might have said it just to say it once, but I don't. I don't hate superhero movies. I think they're fine. I think that some of them are like really good. I mean, hell, if you look at just the structure, the narrative systems, the archetypes, the themes of superhero filmmaking, Buffy, right behind me, one of my favorite things of all time. Buffy's, for all intents and purposes, it operates exactly like a superhero story, a superhero narrative. Absolutely. A lot of Joss Whedon's projects do. Maybe half of his projects are superhero movies, and the other half are whatever. I'm sure we'll be seeing some Joss Whedon on here. What are some of my favorite superhero movies? Logan is my favorite superhero movie. I think that it was a superhero film about the death of the superhero genre itself within the superhero genre. I thought it was doing so many incredible things, making a lot of interesting statements, thought it was powerful, and I thought the composition was lovely. I loved Logan. I thought it was great. Wolverine vs. Deadpool almost killed that. I mean, I refuse to watch it because it should theoretically ruin the legacy of Logan, but I don't. I'm ignoring it. I'm actively ignoring that that film exists so I can keep Logan as this awesome fucking thing in my head. I think Logan is the best thing that came out of the superhero genre because through Logan it was like providing a lot of snarling and even brutal criticism of the superhero genre within film and how popular it was at that time, which was intensely so. The Dark Knight, I give Christopher Nolan a lot of shit, but The Dark Knight's a beautiful film. It's very good. I liked it better when it was called Heat, directed by Michael Mann, but still, The Dark Knight's really fucking good. Wonder Woman, the Patty Jenkins film, I thought was fine. I thought it was very enjoyable. Batman Returns, I also love. I love Batman Returns. I love Tim Burton's Batman films a lot. I like Blade and Blade 2. I like there's a lot of cool superhero movies. Um I thought the first Kick-Ass was good. I'm sure that they'll be featured here. I thought Hellboy was good. Hellboy 1 and The Golden Army. I thought both were very good. Deadpool is the most nauseating character in the world for me. If a guy comes up, and it's been true for the last fucking 15 years. If a guy comes up to you with a Deadpool shirt, he's pure cringe. You should fucking walk away. He shouldn't exist in your orbit. Fucking leave, dude. Every time I see a guy with a Deadpool shirt, this is gonna sound so ignorant and elitist. I immediately say, we're not gonna listen to anything he says. We're fine. We just won't listen to a fucking word this guy says because it's probably dumb. But there's Logan. There's Logan. Let's see. Let's make this fast. uh Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021. I don't watch the fucking 4 hour fucking whatever the fuck. I don't like Zack Snyder's films. I think he's a terrible director. But what I do love is the Release the Snyder Cut fan campaign. Thought that was awesome. I think that more that the audience should do that more. I think the audience should really make demands of film studios. I really think they should. I mean, come on. Even though I don't like Zack Snyder at all, I think his vision is stupid, and I think his politics that he infuses everything with is even worse. But like that was an audience movement dedicated solely to preserving the artist's vision. Like that's so cool. I'm so down with that, but we need to do that for a bunch of other things. Release Wes Craven's Cursed. Release the Craven cut of Cursed, and I'll be happy. Come on, bro. Do that for me, please. I think that's something that's worth asking you guys is why do you think the superhero film blew up in popularity between 2008 and now? Why do you think it got so massively popular? A lot of people have their own answers, their own theories, but they all seem to be variations of a theme, which is this is my opinion. I think that people wanted simplistic answers to impossible problems. And what people attach to that are just variations on that same theme. But what do you think? Why do you think that superhero movies were so damn popular and impossible to ignore? There was a point, probably around when Infinity War was coming out, where it was impossible to ignore these things. I'm not saying that you had to like them, because I sure as fuck didn't. But they were impossible not to know about simply by being within culture. Like they completely permeated throughout it. I'd like to know why you guys think that. Oh, 49 Ghost Rider. Wow, this genre doesn't have a whole lot of heavy hitters if we're already putting Ghost Rider on here. The only good thing about Ghost Rider is Eva Mendes being sexy as fuck. I don't even like Nicolas Cage in it. He's boring to me. He's not doing it well. And dude, Wes Bentley is such a boring actor, and I obvious everyone knows that the movie's stupid and bad. Come on, it's not even so bad it's good. It's just a bad movie. Megamind? I don't fucking God, dude. What the fuck do you want me to honestly say about Megamind? Inframan. I didn't watch this. Inspired by the runaway success of the Japanese TV show Ultraman, legendary Hong Kong movie producer Runmi Shaw. Oh, okay. You know, the Shaw brothers, their quality. I love their work. Man, I'd probably like Inframan, if I'm being honest with you. It's probably worth checking out. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Awful fucking movie. Guys that look just like me are obsessed with this movie for all of the wrong reasons. I hated it. I hate this movie. The Old Guard. I didn't watch this. I like have a faint memory of it existing. So sorry, Charlie's. Batman the movie 1966. Dude, there's something fun about Adam West Batman. But I think it gets most interesting when we're talking about Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever, the kind of queerification of Batman and the odd superimposition of the Adam West camp onto the kind of cynical and outrageous and ultra stylish mid 90s of Batman Forever. That's when the 60s Batman the movie gets really interesting, is only in, like in a postmodern way when we're kind of referencing it with throughout Batman Forever. On its own, it's just silly, right? Thor, was that good? Did people like this? The Lego Batman movie. Uh, you know what? Maybe this genre isn't, that stacked actually. Maybe this genre is for children, honestly. I don't want to talk about kids' movies for the next fucking 30 minutes, but I forgot they're superhero movies, and adults have been infantilized entirely, like to the point of fucking toddlers. Anyways, The Avengers is an excellent movie because Joss Whedon was so fucking good when he made it. Um, if you follow the belief that superhero movies were the doom of modern cinema, then our boy Joss Whedon is the fucking Oppenheimer of cinema. He's the one who did it. He fucking figured it out. Oh my God, Joss just keeps getting worse by the moment. I love that man's work. Work, not the man. I love that man's work. He's so fucking good. He's a genius. The Avengers is excellent. It does what it needs to do, pitch perfectly. Beyond that, it revolutionized, for better or for worse, superhero films as a whole, and by extension of that, cinema became ultra modern. For better or for worse, mostly for the worse. I think Avengers Age of Ultron is much better than this one because that's the one where we could see the Whedonisms. We can see the kind of philosophy of Joss Whedon with a lot more clarity. I think most of Joss Whedon's films are about young superhero women. I think that's what most of the stuff's about. Buffy, Serenity, Dollhouse, and Avengers: Age of Ultron is certainly obsessed and has a hyperfixation over Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch. And that's where we get the cool thing. This will be very brief. There's an awesome bit of poetic kind of color that you can follow throughout Age of Ultron. The most interesting parts of the film, or the most poetic or the most thematic, where the true philosophy of the film is within Hawkeye. Hawkeye being a character most frequently associated with the color purple. Now, our two unknown variables, the kind of wrecking balls of the piece, the truly kinetic and truly devastating characters of the film are Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Quicksilver is blue, Scarlet Witch is most normally seen as red. You mix blue and red together, what do you get? You get purple, you get Hawkeye, you get like the heart and soul of the film, which is about someone trying to find some sort of value within his life, most likely coming from a sense of purpose within family, within a family unit. You mix those devastating qualities or archetypes or personas together, and you get Hawkeye, you get the true heart of the film, and you get that kind of mature, at least from Joss Whedon, you get a kind of mature rumination over what the value of a man's life could possibly be. The film is full of like complications like those that I think are really sensitive and I think are really refreshing to see, especially within the MCU. Those moments have gone largely unsung for the most part, but Age of Ultron to me is an excellent superhero film, and I think it's a lot better than the Avengers. I think it's mostly viewed as a disappointment, right? Most people didn't like that one too much. I loved it. I mean, you got a fucking sentient robot voiced by James Spader talking about nihilism and existentialism. And, like, it's pure Whedon, man. I fucking love that. That's exactly like Buffy season 4. That's fun shit. I thought Age of Ultron was legit, dude. I thought it was fucking really, really good. So, there you have it. The Dark Knight Rises, a pretty underwhelming follow-up to The Dark Knight. Uh, but I don't, yeah, it's not very good, is it? I don't hate it entirely, though. There are certain parts that work, a lot of parts that don't. I think it's the most disagreeable politically of the films of the Batman films Nolan made. I think it's a really odd message to send by having Bane kind of not only personify like anti-elitist sentiment, but also parrot the Occupy Wall Street's ethos, their raison d'etre, in a maniacal and evil way. It's weird to make your enemy literally the 99%. It's weird to make your enemy be fucking Occupy Wall Street. It's fucking weird. It's weird. Like Joker represented anarchism within the Dark Knight, and I guess that Nolan thought that the logical next step for a villain would be liberalism, communism, leftism. Who even knows what the fuck he was thinking? Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, though. I can vibe with that. I can groove with that idea. But there are some cool parts. I like challenging the hero, breaking him down completely. Like I enjoy that in theory, but in execution, The Dark Knight Rises, like I said, just simply disappoints at every turn. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? I didn't watch this. I thought this was awful. I thought that was the general consensus. I thought Sam Raimi really fucking fumbled there. The first Doctor Strange movie I did see, and I thought literally nothing of it. It was just a thing that exists. The first Avenger, uh, it wasn't terrible. Like this was before everything that followed happened. This was when it was new and exciting and different. And you know what? I think there is a good-natured kind of attitude to this first one. I don't know how to explain it. It's like that I wouldn't call it synthetic because that's kind of mean of me to say. But like the hope that only studios can provide, the hope that only like massive budget superhero films can provide, the inspiration there. You know, like Sam Raimi did it in his Spider-Man movies, and I think that Captain America: The First Avenger kind of gets it out there. It is partly hokey, it's slightly camp, like the kind of hope that I'm going for, but it's entirely cinematic. I don't know. There's something about Captain America: The First Avenger that I'm just not articulating correctly right now that I find really charming. Like I think it works, honestly. I think The First Avenger is a film that works. I think it aims to inspire and to excite, and I think it does both of those things continuously. Like I think it's a pretty well flowing film. I think it's fine. Didn't watch the Batman. I love Tank Girl. That shit's fun. Ant-Man, entirely inoffensive and sanitized and fine. That's all. The Suicide Squad, I didn't watch it. You know, James Gunn is so fucking annoying to me. Why do people think he's good? Good God, he came a long way from trauma, but he hasn't grown mentally at all from the trauma days. It's like we're giving a trauma filmmaker unlimited budgets and resources, and he's still just giving us what we got with trauma. You know? Like, it's still nothing. It's still absolutely empty. Blade 2 is really good. Blade 1 I think's better though. There's a cool feel to Blade 1. I really like Deacon Frost in it a lot. Blade 2's great. Guillermo del Toro did extremely well there. Unbreakable, overrated. Ugh, I'm not really a fan of M. Night at all, dude. Unbreakable is so overrated. Why? Why do so many people like this movie? It's just as fucking dumb as any of his other fucking movies. If you love Unbreakable, then you actually do love basically all of his movies because they're all just like that. And if you're a fan of M. Night, that sounds great and undeniable. But if you're one of those fuckers who are like, I love Unbreakable, but I don't love, The Village, you're inauthentic. You're a fool. They're the same fucking thing. Like they operate this in the exact same way. And to me, the same awful flaws exist in both. Unbreakable should not be taken seriously because I think that M. Night's a very unserious man. Oh, V for Vendetta's okay. I kinda like it. I kinda like it. Um, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's not as radical as Alan Moore's original works, but it's just radical enough to light a fire under a fairly typical or average moviegoer, which I think is in a way like more extremist than making it as radical as possible for like the fringe audience. I think that V for Vendetta is actually a pretty powerful film, all things considered. Fuck, didn't watch Shang-Chi. The Crow. I don't like The Crow. Batman Begins is awful. I think that one's worse than The Dark Knight Rises. I think Batman Begins is terrible. Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking bad and boring and oh, it looks disgusting. It looks awful. I hate the composition in it, honestly. I hate the story of it. I hate the narrative system of it. I hate every performance within it except for Killian Murphy's and Katie Holmes's. I hate everything about Batman Begins except for Katie Holmes and Killian Murphy. Like I hate the philosophy of the film so fucking much, dude. I hate the earnestness of Batman Begins. I hate it. Oh my God, dude. Fuck. It's the most unfun fucking movie I've ever seen. Such a departure from Burton. I understand being a departure from Schumacher because Schumacher's films were met with some heavy scrutiny. But I think Tim Burton made the best Batman movies. Like those feel like comic book films. They feel like fantastical worlds, gothic universes. Batman Begins, Gotham just feels like a kind of edgy New York City. Like what the fuck do I care? Like I don't want to see hyper realistic versions of these people, you know? I'm glad they never did someone like Clayface. I didn't want to see someone with the most boring fucking fuck it. I'm not even talking about it anymore. Hellboy is awesome. Selma Blair for the fucking win. Hellboy rules. Now that's just fun. This movie is fucking fun. Guillermo del Toro knew how to have some fucking fun. Hellboy is so much better than Batman Begins. Can't even compete. Dark Man, Sam Raimi. Fuck, I didn't like this movie. I know it has its fans, and I respect it to a certain point, but I'm not the biggest Sam Raimi fan. The Rocketeer. Why do people love The Rocketeer? Batman Returns. Powerful, wonderful, perverse, and just deeply, deeply, horrific in a lot of different ways, and so much fun. I love it. This is to me like a beautiful film. This is a beautiful movie. Deadpool, fuck off. RoboCop rules. I didn't know RoboCop was a comic. I don't know. I'm not a comic book fucking expert. I thought the comic book was. I knew that there were comics of RoboCop. I thought they were based off of the film. I didn't know it was the other way around. If so, who knows? Who knows how like faithful it is to the source material? But the film RoboCop is amazing. I love it so much. It's so fucking good. Uh, it's one of the most powerful and still clearly relevant satires that I've ever watched, and it's ultra violent. I love every part of it. Boom, 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 boom. Doctor Strange. Wow. I didn't know that these films were liked this much. I don't care. Wow, that's surprising to me though. Superman 2, even when I was a kid being first introduced to these films back in the early 90s, I didn't like them. I love Margot Kidder as Lois Lane. I like the chemistry that she and Reeve had with each other. I don't like his Superman movies. They're boring. Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, sure. Sure. Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, incredible. They're incredible when it comes to animation. I thought that Batman the Animated Series was genius, absolutely brilliant. Uh, wow, through that show, I think you get the best approach to follow Tim Burton because Tim Burton is a director who loves himself some German expressionism. I mean, he'd be nothing without films like The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, to constantly inspire him. And with Mask of the Phantasm, you incorporate the German expressionism that was popularized within the Dark Knight's mythos through the Tim Burton films that were massively popular. But then you also add some film noir to it. You add a lot of different other influences to it, and it just feels so verbose. It feels so immense. It feels so articulate. I love the animated series. I love the film Mask of the Phantasm. I think that the animated series is it's legendary and for very good reason. I think it not only meets the hype for it head on, but I think it surpasses it. Everything about the animated series and everything that came from it, like Mask of the Phantasm, is I think absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Winter Soldier, like, okay. It's mostly good. It's mostly good. This is like a rare case with the Marvel films where they were trying to say some interesting things. I mean, the Winter Soldier actually tries to have a fairly heavy discussion about trauma, about PTSD, about veterans suffering from it. It's really good. I think it's yeah. Yeah, honestly. And, the tone is lovely. It was unique within the MCU experience at the time, from what I remember. X2, dude, I fucking love X2, actually. That one was amazingly fun. I love X2. It's so fucking good. I am so on board with X2, dude. X2 fucking ruled. When it came out, I was like 12, maybe 13. I think I was probably just 12. I saw it in the theater so many times. Fucking loved it. That shit was fire. Infinity War's awful. Fucking awful fucking movie. Oh my fucking god. Hate every second of this stupid piece of shit. Oh my god, dude. Guardians of the Galaxy, fucking terrible fucking movie. Spider-Man 2002, it's very good. I don't know. Spider-Man 2 is very good. Spider-Man 1 has a lot of issues, but it's still a lot better than most of the stuff we've been fed from the genre since. There's a lot of good within Spider-Man. X-Men Days of Future Past, it's kind of like I don't know why people loved this one so much. A little overrated. It's no X2. X2 is way better. It's fucking weird, man. The X-Men films had the most convoluted and confusing timeline since Terminator. I don't understand. Homecoming, fuck that, dude. No, not really down with it. I don't hate this movie, but okay, I watched Homecoming. I did see Long Way Home. No Way Home, the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't watch the one with like all the different Spideys or whatever. I didn't. Why would I want to watch that? It doesn't sound fucking interesting to me. I don't need to fucking watch a nostalgic wet dream before my eyes. Like, why? Why do we need that? Oh, and fantasization to the fucking max, dude. Like, that's where this genre gets dangerous. Is No Way Home? Is it No Way Home? Which one was? Fucking Christ, dude. Which one was the Jake Gyllenhaal one? Okay, No Way Home is the one I didn't watch. What was the fucking Jake Gyllenhaal one? Far From Home. How am I supposed to remember this? You stupid. Like, how am I supposed? Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. God, dude, wow. How can I forget that order? Jesus Christ. I feel like it should be the whatever. Fuck ever, dude. Homecoming and I already forgot the title. Far From Home. The Far From Home was better than Homecoming, but the worst parts of Far From Home were all the superhero stuff. I wish it was just a fucking coming of age movie about a kid going to fucking Europe or whatever and meeting this creepy guy. Like, I wish it was just the teen stuff, just the John Hughes inspired stuff. I hated all the superhero stuff, and I feel the same way in Homecoming as well. But yeah, dude, that No Way Home where they got Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and all those fucking villains back. Oh my God, audience, like infantilization's a bad thing. Like nostalgia just shot straight into your veins like it's smack is actually unhealthy. It's actually a really bad thing. And I know that the audience knows this, but they don't care. They'll go in droves, man, and there are droves to see that shit. To damage themselves. To fucking just jerk off all over their fucking faces with nostalgia. Like that's where the genre completely loses me. Iron Man's fine. This is an interesting thing to think about. Iron Man coming in 2008 and also Dark Knight in 2008 kind of being like the true sparks, right? And what about 2008 paved the way for two billionaire messiah figures, Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark, to become the beacons of virtue for the next decade. The Incredibles is awful. Wonder Woman. At this point, after realizing how many superhero movies I genuinely don't like, I am so happy to see it. It was nice. I only watched it that one time, and it was in a theater on a massive screen too. Uh, Gal. Oh my God. Whew, love you, you fucking dream woman. She's dream girl status for sure. Thought it was great. A lot of cool stuff. Nothing remarkably deep or political to say about it. I just had a very good time. I had a very good time with it. Well, I got to look at Gal for like over 2 hours, and also she was beating people up. That's awesome. I'm a simple man, simple needs. Thor Ragnarok, this is so high. Taika Waititi is such a fucking awful filmmaker. When was this written? Because he's fallen off. People really don't give a fuck about him anymore. Give me a date. 2022. Yeah, this was back when people fucking liked him. If this was made now, that wouldn't be anywhere on there. He had some hype a few years ago. Now he's got fucking nothing. And people sobered up very quickly. to realize that he's actually not only a pompous human being, but a terrible artist. The Dark Knight, this is low. This is so low. Okay. I know it's in the top 10, but I genuinely, with all of my heart, thought this was going to be number one. And I wouldn't have argued with it. Like, it's very good. I like to I like to bully Nolan and playfully criticize this movie, but at the end of the day, it's a beautiful film. The fuck? Logan's better, and that's the only one I feel comfortable saying is better than this, to be honest. Oh, fuck. Ew. Gross, dude. So fucking bad. This animation made me so nauseated. And I hate everything about the story. I hate everything that came from this stupid fucking piece of shit. I hate this movie. Oh my god, why do people love this stupid fucking movie? This animated addition to the Spider-Man universe makes that universes plural. Oh, fucking shoot me with a bullet. Bullets, plural. Oh my god, is bursting with color, imagination, and Spider-Man and women. Cool. And a wall-crawling pig. Whoa, sounds so fucking wacky. It's complicated, yet never hard to follow, because it's not complicated. Actually, it's not. As Afro-Puerto Rican graffiti artist Miles Morales, Jesus, we have to put all that ahead of it? Like, wow, dude. Inherits the Spidey mantle. The teen soon meets its peers from across parallel realities, voiced by everyone from Jake Johnson to Haley Steinfeld to, yes, Nicolas Cage. Oh my god, Nicolas Cage! Dude, I wish I didn't even read that. I thought there'd be an argument within there. I'm sorry, I didn't like the Afro Puerto Rican graffiti artist into the Spider-Verse. Like, why is that the most descriptive part of this whole fucking blurb? It's as if to imply that that's the best thing about it. This is stupid. This is awful. I've never seen a good argument for it. And no, I don't want one in the comments if you're thinking about it right now. I don't want it. I don't want it. Please save it for someone who cares. Superman 1978. Stop it. Stop it, dude. I thought that Superman 2 was generally viewed as better than Superman 1. So I thought we weren't going to get this one, which I was comfortable with. I don't, fuck that. Boring. Endgame. Oh no. No, 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 no. Endgame makes Infinity War look like Citizen fucking Kane. And you know already how I feel about Infinity War. Endgame. There you go. This This fucking killed movies. This killed modern cinema. This was the death. This was the end game for cinema. Fuck it. Fuck this movie. Fuck how it operates. Fuck how it works. Fuck everything that came from it. Fuck what it represented and fuck what it accomplished. Dude, watch it again. The pacing's absurdly bad. The structure is awful. The narrative system is broken. Everything about this film is an insult to people who love film. I'm dead serious on that one. It's not even a joke. This is the most insulting film that I think has ever been made. I hate it. I hate everything it did, dude. I hate everything about it. Fuck you, Avengers Endgame. Logan, top three. I can respect that. It's fucking beautiful. It's my favorite superhero movie because I think it's like condemning superhero movies in some truly ultra violent and brutal ways. Brilliant film, masterful, deeply affecting and haunting. And inspiring in spite of the nihilism that kind of surrounds its philosophy. I love the film. Spider-Man 2. What am I missing then? What's going to be number one? 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 I like Spider-Man 2. It's fine. Simpler time when superhero movies were delightful. What am I missing? What am I missing? Guys? Guys, what am I missing? No fucking shot, dude. Ryan Coogler's tale of T'Challa, part-time Avenger, full-time regent of fictional African empire known as Wakanda, is more than just the crown jewel of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's an old-school epic that combines widescreen thrills with a glorious, gorgeous Afrofuturist aesthetic and genuine moral gravitas. It proved that you could successfully fuse a filmmaker's sensibility into the MCU without compromising the corporate bottom. This is all corporate insincerity. This is all corporate. You falling for this? Are you falling for this, dude? Don't fall for it. If you care about that kind of shit, don't fall for this. It's fine if you like it and you don't care about that kind of shit. But don't pretend like this is in any way different than the heavily corporatized other films of the MCU. Jesus Christ. And it gave us a Shakespearean tragedy? Complete with a conflicted hero. Rest in power, Chadwick. Both rest in power. And a multi-layered villain via Michael B. Jordan's Eric Killmonger. He was the only half interesting part of the fucking thing. Most of all, it proved that superhero movies could be about something more than just entertainment. What? You think that they didn't prove it before Black Panther? The Dark Knight didn't prove that to you at all? Logan didn't prove that to you? What the fuck are you talking about? This wasn't the first of anything. This is just some fucking grandstanding right now, Rolling Stone. What the fuck are you doing, dude? They could reflect, refract, and represent the real world around us while still transporting us to some other place entirely. They could be more than just a roller coaster ride. They could, in fact, be something close to cinema. Wakanda forever. This is not the closest to cinema that fucking superhero movies ever came. No, there's no fucking difference between this and the most and Ant-Man, dude. There's not. This is not the closest to cinema. Why would you think that? Because there's black people and a black direct. Why would you think that? Who is making all the money? Who's benefiting the most from this? From you believing this? Rest in power cinema. Fuck you, dude.